Hi, Mark here from newhometricks.com with a bit of a festive episode today. I've decided to do a Christmas holiday gift guide. Now, even though New Home Tricks isn't really a review site, I thought I'd do this just to highlight a few areas that you might need to think about if you're considering buying smart home technology for someone as a gift. There are a few pitfalls to try and steer clear of. Is it easy to use and set up for the person that you're buying for? Will it work in their home? Is it compatible with their house? And of course, from a Christmas present perspective, is it something that they'll be able to get up and running and have a play around with on Christmas Day, or does it require a little bit of extra setup? Now, as mentioned, we're not a review site, so I'm only going to go through products and technologies that I'm relatively familiar with, things that we've installed and used here in the New Home Tricks house. So I'm not going to go and look at other products that are on the market in a more broad sense, albeit I might consider one or two things where it makes sense to do so, but I'll generally be sticking to what I know. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first up, smart lighting. This is where we started in the New Home Tricks house. We use Philips Hue, of course, as you will have seen in many of our previous videos. It's a pretty good present to buy. There are plenty of starter kits out there that you can get for people. The only thing to mainly look out for is what kind of light bulbs are included in the box. So double check that you're getting one with light bulbs that will work with the light fittings that are in that person's home that you're buying for. There's obviously different types. There's things like bayonet cap bulbs, there's Edison screw, small Edison screw, then there are spotlight bulbs. So there's all sorts of different ones out there. But if you just have a think about what kind of light fittings are going to be in that person's house and then pick the right starter kit, you shouldn't go too far wrong, but maybe keep hold of the receipt just in case. From an ease of use point of view, it's pretty easy to use and set up. So it shouldn't be too hard for anybody to get up and running with it. And from a Christmas present point of view, it's really good because it is something that someone should be able to get up and running on Christmas Day without too much difficulty. So as a Christmas present, I would say that's a pretty good one. Next up, smart entertainment. Now in our house, we've installed a couple of Sonos speakers. We've got the Sonos Play Bar attached to our TV, and then we've got the Sonos Play One, which is currently in the kitchen. Again, this is a pretty good present. From an ease of use point of view, it is really easy to use and set up. So fairly straightforward. From a compatibility point of view, there's no real concerns here. The only thing that a person needs is a wireless network. And as long as the person that you're buying for has Wi-Fi in their home, then they should be fine. And in terms of getting it set up and running to use on Christmas Day, yeah, it's really easy to get up and running. So shouldn't be too hard to be listening to Christmas music on Christmas Day through your new Sonos speakers if you buy that as a gift for someone. So a pretty good one to go for there, and great for any music lover. Next up is voice assistants. We've got the Amazon Echo Dot in our home. You can also get the full-size Amazon Echo if you're looking for something with a slightly more powerful speaker. And then there's the Echo Plus, which has got some smart home control technologies built into it. From the perspective of it being easy to use, it really is very easy to use and set up as well. Compatibility, there's no real concerns here. You don't need to worry about whether or not it'll work in your home or not. So from the perspective of giving this as a gift, you shouldn't really have too much to worry about. Again, as with Sonos, as long as the person you're buying for has Wi-Fi, then you're sorted. And is it the sort of thing that they'll be able to get up and running on Christmas Day? Yeah, pretty easy here. I'll slide slightly from my approach of only going with technologies that we've installed here. I've got some experience from other people where I've seen the Google Assistant, Google Home, and it seems to work pretty well too. So if you're planning on getting a voice assistant, but you're thinking that you might want to get a Google Home for that person because they've maybe got lots of stuff in Google, then absolutely go ahead. I wouldn't have any concerns about that. Next up, smart security. We've got the Ring Video Doorbell Pro here at the New Home Tricks house. From an ease of use perspective, it's pretty easy to use, but from an ease of installation perspective, well, there is a little bit of work to do here. Ring try and make it as easy as possible, but the Ring Video Doorbell Pro is a wired-only doorbell, so there will be a bit of DIY required. So if the person that you're buying for is pretty handy from a DIY perspective, shouldn't be too difficult. If not, you might want to consider one of the other Ring products, such as the battery-powered version. The Ring Video Doorbell or Ring Video Doorbell 2 are battery-powered and rechargeable, and therefore there's a little bit less work to do when it comes to wiring. From a compatibility perspective, The only concern really that I can think of is, will it work well with a person's existing wired chime if that's what they want to do? If they do want to do that, then you've got to make sure that that will be okay. And again, that's something that you can only really do with the Ring Video Doorbell Pro, where there's the wiring to do. So you've got to think about that. And there's the added concern that we experienced during our installation of our Ring Video Doorbell of making sure that Wi-Fi coverage will reach the place where the doorbell's going to be installed. So there are a few concerns here to think about. And is it the sort of thing that you're going to be able to get set up and running on Christmas Day? Probably not. There's a bit of work to do here, and you're probably not going to want to do that on Christmas Day. So it's not the sort of thing that is going to be installed on the day. You might have to do that later. And as mentioned, if the person that you're buying for isn't particularly handy with DIY, might not be for them. So is it a good Christmas present? Probably fine for people who are good with DIY, less so for people who aren't. Otherwise, yeah, it's a pretty good product. Finally, I'm going to finish with smart heating. We have only recently installed the Tado smart thermostat and heating system in our home. The last video that we did on this was the unboxing. We have now done the installation. I'm just editing the video together at the moment, so that will be coming soon. So far, our experience of that has been pretty good, but is it a good Christmas present? Well, ease of use, pretty good once you've got it installed. But in terms of installation, there is some work to do here. Again, for anybody that's pretty handy from a DIY perspective, they may well be able to self-install this. So that's something to think about. If you're buying for someone that's not very handy from a DIY perspective, they might need to get a professional installation done, and that obviously is going to require some money to be shelled out on their part. So that might put a bit of a downer on it as a Christmas present. From a compatibility perspective, you've got to be pretty certain that the setup that you buy for your recipient, that it's the right setup for them, for their heating system, that it's going to work for their house. So you've got to be pretty certain that you're getting the right kit there. And is it the sort of thing that they're going to be getting up and running on Christmas Day? Probably not. I'm sure no one really wants to jeopardize their heating system on Christmas Day, so it's probably not a Christmas Day type thing. So is it a good Christmas gift? Again, maybe if the person that you're buying for is pretty handy with DIY and will know enough about what they're doing to install this themselves. Otherwise, I would say maybe not. So there we have it, that's my Christmas holiday gift guide. If you've got ideas as to good smart home technologies to buy for people, I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know in the comments. I have written up a companion blog post just going into things in a little bit more detail, so you'll find the link to that in the description below, or check out the website, newhometricks.com. If you've liked this video, please share it, and in the meantime, Merry Christmas, thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe.